The computer graphics terminal is used to store 3 different visuals that are used in the new director's programs. The first is the slate, which is brought up before the show starts to give information about who the show is made by, when it was done, where it was done, any kind of information that's necessary to understand where the program comes from. After the slate is taken down and the program begins, the next thing that the computer graphics terminal drives are the lower thirds titles, and these will be used throughout the show. So you'll have lower thirds for the host, for the guest, for different names of the projects. Finally, at the end of the show, the computer graphics terminal drives the credits, which scroll. Let's take a look at all 3 of these. The interface of the computer graphics program is not intuitive. This first shot shows what you'll see when the new director's practice script has been loaded. And the first slide up is the slate. Notice that over here on the left, you'll see 4 slides. And if you take the scroll bar and move it down, you'll see the rest of the slides. So this is where all the slides are stored. The first slide up here is the slate. But this area is not a preview area. This area is an edit area. If you want to work with one of these slides to change it, this is where you do it, in this window here. This window is not what is going to be shown through the switcher. So here is the file, the ND practice file, and this is what has to be loaded. And the way we load the file is by coming down here to the lower right hand corner of this window, and we see 2 screens, both of which are blank at the moment because nothing has been loaded. Even though you see up here the slate, if the director called for a computer graphic right now, nothing would be shown because the program window, which is here, is blank, and the preview window, which is here, has nothing loaded in it. So let's go ahead and load the ND practice program into this area, which is the real working area that you need to know. So the first thing you do is come to the play button, click on the play button, and notice now in the preview window we see the slate. This is ready to go. Notice here that this is still black. So again, if the director at this moment called up for computer graphics, what we would see would be totally black because this is what is going to be shown. This is the preview, this is the program. Now, how do we move something from the preview to the program? On the computer, we press the Enter key. On the keyboard, the regular Enter key. Press the Enter key and notice that the slate now jumped from the preview to the program window, and the second slide, the new director's slide, first one with the new director's title on it, has moved into preview. From that point on, whenever the director says cue the computer graphics, you want to make sure that the next slide is actually up on the program screen, ready to be displayed through the switcher. So when you finish with a slide, when he says take down computer graphics and cue the next one, you move that next one into position. Finally, as we come to the end of the show, we want to run the credits. And you'll notice that the 12th slide is in fact blank. It's a black slide. And the 13th slide is where the credits are. So when we want to start the scroll, the credit scroll, we can press the Enter key and it will begin scrolling. Then we press the pause key here in order to position the scroll in the right place on the screen for start. We restart it using the play arrow. So pause, play. Pause, play. We won't do that during the show, but that's how you do it. You don't want to hit the stop key. The stop key will in fact clear out the program. Now there's nothing there. There's nothing to run. Press the Enter key, nothing happens, except it reloads the program. And then we can use this other key here, this slider, and the slider can take you back and forth and allow you to put in to the preview window the slide that you want, and then you can bring it back up again using the Enter key.